I hear the call of the stars.
G'day guys, Duckville here. Welcome to game number 3 between Liquid Huck and coLMVP DRG. Of course, Complexity as a little bit of a partnership there with MVP team. Of course, MVP featuring Genius, DRG, Guinea Pig, a couple of others as well. Just a great new team in the Korean scene. So we'll see what DRG can pull out here, if he is going to try perhaps some sneaky strats, or if he is going to go for a little bit of a standard game or even a macro game here against Huck in game number 3 to see who can take the spoils from this particular matchup. So he is spawning here on the right hand side of Metalopolis up at the sort of 3 o'clock position. Meanwhile, his opponent over here in the red is Liquid Huck in the sort of the 9 o'clock position on Metalopolis. So a lot of the time on this map we do see Protoss taking, you don't often see the Forge Fast Expand as often as you probably would on other maps, because this natural expansion is just so incredibly exposed for most of the initial part if you do take it early. So we'll probably see Huck go for something a little bit more standard, perhaps that 3-gate sentry which he is generally known for, or perhaps a 1-gate as we did see in game number 1 on dual side. But DRG meanwhile is just going to get that extractor up first. He is going to go for probably that speed expand, which he has done in one of the previous games. In fact, perhaps both of the games he did go for that. It's a very safe build, making sure that you do have speedlings on the map, and just making sure that you do have a lot of map vision as well is a key part of that sort of speedling expand. So he is grabbing that gas now. The Huck probe is now inside doing all sorts of things here to cause some mischief in DRG's sort of mineral line there, and now the probe just pulling around, taking some minerals there, not in fact taking some, and then just microing back and forth here. Once again, we just sort of speaking about Huck's micro probe here, just doing a lot of mineral sorts of harassment, you could say. Not obviously, if you're looking at it from a low level perspective, it's not actually going to be a massive sort of gain to do this sort of trickery, but if you can pull it off in the higher sorts of levels of StarCraft, it does cause a bit of trouble. So that spawning pool just now completing, he'll probably be able to get the speed straight away. In fact, he has taken 2 of those harvesters off gas, so he will continue to have a little bit of gas income, but won't actually have as much as he normally would. What he's doing here is putting those 2 extra drones into the mineral line, which means he will have a little bit more saturation on these minerals to make sure that he can get that expansion up a little bit quicker. And of course, once this gets to 300 minerals, he will be able to take that. Now Huck, meanwhile, it looks as if I think that may have actually been, yeah, the second assimilator again before the cybernetics core. So we are probably going to see that 3-gate expand again from Huck. Going to put down the warp gate research. Going to get some chrono going on that as well it is out to protect the front. So he is probably going to go for it, I would assume. Yeah, the sentry coming out next, so it's not going to be a stalker, which can sometimes signal a 4-gate that you can do. But we'll see if Huck is going to go for anything different than he has the previous games. Of course, in game number 2, we did see him go for that Forge Fast Expand, so it is a little bit different to that. But the cybernetics now spinning away here, got some chrono on that, continuing to chrono that up, going to make sure he can get that out as fast as possible. We'll have 1 more chrono to get that done. In fact, there is a Twilight Council, so this could actually be a DT expand. I'm not actually sure if that's the plan yet from Huck, but meanwhile, DRG is in no way going to be prepared for this just yet. He will need to get a evolution chamber up pretty quickly if he is going to be able to spot this, and perhaps he might not even spot it. He might not spot it and just put the Evo chamber down just to be safe against Huck. He hasn't actually pushed up the ramp yet, so he actually has no idea where he is, apart from the fact that you can't spawn on the close ground positions on this map. So he knows that he is in here, but hasn't actually picked up the ramp to see what is happening. Now Huck, again, there is that early probe here. The DT tech is on the way, so it is going to be a Dark Shrine from Huck. He is going to get those early DTs out. Does have those 2 gates just getting prepared there to make sure he can warp in some units once it's ready to roll. There is a warp tech, in fact. Now with this sentry and the zealot here sitting at the front door, they're not going to be able to, the lings are not going to be able to get inside. They are just going to be able to hold up that probe. The probe, I think Huck may be trying to make this look like a sentry expand. Yeah, he is putting down that pylon there, getting a couple of sentries out. Now, in fact, even putting the Nexus down. So, along with these 3 gates, he will be able to warp in some DTs eventually. We'll see if that is the plan. He does get 1 extra zealot, the DT, the Dark Shrine, I should say. I keep calling it DT Shrine, but The Dark Shrine is just about done. It does take approximately 9 years to construct that building for some reason. And here comes a little bit of just aggression there from Huck to try and force those Lings out, making sure that they don't push inside the base to actually see that the DTs are on the way. And there is the warp in there. We've got 2 DTs just proceeding here along the 91 freeway here. And once they get into the Zerg base, we'll see if Dongragu is protected at all. Does have a spine crawler up. This is probably just going to make it in time. Perfect timing there from Dongragu. The problem he has is that there isn't anything inside the main just yet. So if these actually do push inside the main, he will be able to do a lot of damage, but they're not going to be able to. There's a queen blocking off a little bit, and then of course with those Lings there as well, they will be able to surround and capture the DTs if they do get sort of into the line there. But Huck, for some reason, not really sure what's going on with this DT. This guy doesn't know that there's actually a cliff there and he has to actually walk past it. The Spore Crawler, meanwhile, just running around wildly, and now the DT attempting to run inside the base. There are these 2 Spore Crawlers now, so he does have some decent protection. Dongragu doing a fantastic job just zoning out these DTs with the Lings, just putting them on hold position when they're nearby the Spore Crawler, which means that the DT cannot push through these units, as you do sometimes see units do in StarCraft 2. And now, deciding that he's not going to get anything done inside that natural expansion, he has now pushed down into the 3rd base. Spore Crawler already prepared here. Dongragu doing a fantastic job, just being ready for anything here in this particular match with these DTs just flooding in. The couple of drones do transfer across. He is going to be prepared to start mining there. Lings just surrounding that before they got out of range of the Spore Crawler there. And now we'll see what the next part of the plan for Huck is. I do like the attempted DT maneuvers there from Huck, but unfortunately just not able to pull it off. Some great game sense there from Dongragu. So the next part of the plan looks to be, it is going to be just a straight switch into the Templar Archives, of course. Templar are great units to use in this matchup. Of course, they do provide a lot of damage against Bio in the form of Storms. The AoE of Storms is incredibly powerful, along with the fact that you can warp the Templar into Archons, which of course do bonus damage to Bio units and do a whole hell a lot of damage once you actually get upgrades running. And Dongragu, fantastic micro, running those Lings along with the probes there. The probes not actually dying at all, but one of the Zealots will go down, and now the couple of probes at the gas are actually going to be in a little bit of trouble there, but being forced out now. And meanwhile, down at the 3rd base, Huck attempting to push in. I'm not sure if this is a great idea because there are a lot of Lings out. Lings actually getting inside the force fields there of those sentries, and the sentries probably, one will survive, but ironically the force fields have actually blocked out the Zealots there and have actually made this quite a redundant attack there. So many Lings out on the map at the moment for Dongragu. He's just going to have so much map vision and control, along with this creep now starting to spread all over the map here. Look at these creep tumors. There are at least 50,000 creep tumors there. I'm not exaggerating at all. But Dongragu, again, is in a really fantastic position. Just like in Game 1, he did a lot of pressure. And in fact, this is a little bit of a reverse version of Game 1, where Huck has actually done the damage to himself there. With that DT attack not being successful at all, and then again losing another push. The problem with losing those sorts of pushes is that when you lose those sentries, you lose a lot of your control and your actual your potential to hold out Ling aggression. Now, as we can see here, Dongragu doing a great job of just running around the map with these Lings, keeping them active. A lot of you hear a lot of the time people say that from the Protoss arsenal, Phoenix are the things that you need to keep active on the map, keep them scouting, keep them doing all sorts of damage, and the same thing goes for Lings in this early part of this particular matchup. If you can keep your Lings running around the map, they will be able to spot things, such as an attempted 3rd base here from Huck. Going to have to cancel pretty much everything there. Is not going to lose that pylon. That gets away. That pylon is protected by the forces that came up just in time, but there are so many Lings still out on the map. Let's have a quick look at how many there are. There are actually 40 Lings out on the map, along with 82 drones for Dongragu, doing a fantastic job in his economy once again, sitting there on those, in fact 81 now, just morphing in a Spire, so we could see a little bit of a tech switch here from Dongragu. 20 Roaches are out as well, so he could be looking to do some sort of pressure while he gets the time to switch into that muta tech, perhaps the mutas, or perhaps just getting prepared for some mid-game broodlords, but we'll see what happens. We've got these roaches now marching along on that creep. They do have that bonus speed. Will be done in just a second here. Huck attempting to get this third base up. We'll need to wall this off pretty quickly because these forces are now starting to move inside. Huck now aware that these forces are coming across. There is a pylon here, which is going to be spotted by that Overlord, just in the range of that Overlord. And now these Lings are going to have all sorts of room to run around in because there are only a few sentries out for Huck at the moment. He does have some Templar. Storm Tech is done. Puts down a Storm on top of those Lings. In fact, wastes a couple of them. Unfortunately, not actually getting too many kills there with those Storms. And, you know, it's hard to say, but that could, in fact, be the end of the game because there are just so many roaches coming in here. The economy of Dong Regu stepping into overdrive there, given that he did have those 82 drones. Now, with all of these roaches moving inside the base here, this could be the end of the game for Huck. All of those roaches are going to do a lot of damage here. Now we'll be able to push into this third base, which unfortunately was not cancelled by Huck at all, along with these few buildings that are here as well. These roaches are just going to slam through these buildings here, along with these stalkers that are off to the side, not even caring about those units, taking a few hits, and then deciding to attack again. The Lings again coming through here. We have a stream of blue units just coming through here. We've got more and more just starting to pump across here from Dong Regu. In fact, Mutas are on the way as well. The Blink Tech is done for Huck, but I think the damage has also been done to Huck as well. Last of the Stalkers losing their lives here in a valiant battle, and that is a GG there from Huck. Nice attempt to try that DT opening from Huck there. I really did like that. Unfortunately, Dong Regu with that magnificent star sense there, just being well prepared with spore crawlers at the front of the natural and then even the third base, just doing a great job of being prepared for that sort of trouble from Huck, and then just going into overdrive with his economy and switching into a massive attack with these roaches and Lings. So Dong Regu taking out Huck in this particular matchup 2-1, and make sure you go and check out some of the other games here on the MLG website. Make sure you jump on my own YouTube site, youtube.com/duckphillol, and check out some of the games that I've got there, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.